Welcome to post-production. You're going to make a blog post to reflect on the work you did. Research shows that when you reflect on your work, both the process and the product, you get better at both in the next project you engage in. So here's the process. I want you to grab the half sheet. You're going to turn this in to get credit. If you don't turn it in, you don't get credit. So what do? Put your name at the top, team number if you had a team, and the class period. Then put a Creative Commons image at the top of your blog post. You've seen this before. Watch my tutorials if you get stuck. Then read the directions. Now the directions are also in the blog post, but you want to make sure you're doing the level of quality that is detailed here, okay? Then check off these boxes as you do stuff. Now the whole idea of checking off the boxes is getting a little bit of a dopamine hit. You're taking big things and breaking it down to little things, doing one thing at a time. The most important thing you need to do is focus, one thing at a time. Then get an editor. This is probably the person sitting next to you. Have them go to your blog publicly, click on your blog, go to the blog post, and read through it and give you some feedback about what to improve for grammar, spelling, and do you have all the content. Spend time doing this. Professional people know they make mistakes. That's why they have editors. Then add up the points out of 24. Okay. Then if you flip the paper over, there's another version. So if you're reading it and you're kind of confused, take a look at this side, and hopefully this will help make sense of what your blog post should look like. Then you're going to score it. So you're going to be using the column on the far right side. You're going to go up on the left side with your score. Let's say you had 22 points. Then you go all the way across, and 3.5 is the score you got. You can write that at the bottom next to the 24-point thing. Okay. And so now we're also going to take a look at the blog post. So here's a blog post. I have instructions at the top. The video that you're watching right now is linked right here. Read through these directions. They will help you with that. That half sheet you were just looking at is right here. I tried to simplify the process. So again, the italicized areas here, you're going to fill in your role for your team, copy and paste your SMART goal from the project tracking sheet, the big spreadsheet. Then copy and paste the film, the sound or song, and or a link to your itch page here. So this should be the thing, so we can click on it, watch it, see it, experience it, whatever. Write at least one descriptive sentence about what this is. Then link to your slideshow that you presented at the end of the session. Link it here. Write at least one sentence about what you did for the team or for your project in here. Just again, it can be very simple. Then you're going to reflect on these 4 21st century skills components. Now, you were thinking about these things each week as you looked at best practices. Now, in detail, I want you to kind of do a deeper reflection on how you showed these or worked on these throughout the project. The reaction to the final version is I want 2 comments. Usually we have one from peer review and at least one from the advisor. Now, we had advisory talk to most teams, but not all teams. So get the feedback you can. If you can't because you didn't present, talk to me. We'll figure that out. Make sure you name the person who did it. So if you don't remember the student in particular, you can talk to me. I can tell you who the person is, but you need to cite the name. That's really crucial. The more reactions, the better. Okay. Also, you're going to have a link to the notes from the videos that I recorded. Those will be in the project tracking sheet. So make sure you look at that. Self-reflection. I want you to take a look at the different types of reflection that people can do. There's action points, intentional reflection, retrospective, and evaluative. Take a look at these, and I want you to pick one. I want you to name it, and then go into some detail about it. So this is you reflecting on your process and the product and your contributions to it with one of these 4 styles. Okay. You can't get credit for this section if you don't name it and then use that approach. Okay. Again, research shows that there are different benefits for these 4 different types of reflecting. So there you go. All right. As we wrap up, grammar and spelling. What did you use to check your grammar and your spelling? You could copy and paste into Google Docs and do that. You could have, some people will be able to use the tools inside of EduBlogs where it will highlight spelling issues and so on. Lastly, I need you to have a human being take a look at it and give you feedback. This is usually somebody on your team. This could also be somebody at your home. If a parent or guardian was going to take a look at it, they could give feedback. Okay. And as always, delete all my directions within the full blog post. The only thing you're going to keep are the headings. The headings are all either all uppercase or they're bold. That stuff remains. Everything else needs to be deleted, especially this. You will not get full credit if you leave my directions in there because that does not look professional. And you've been here long enough, so you should know that already. All right. And last, all the directions are in Schoology. So you can go in here and follow the directions here. Also, again, like I said, in the project tracking sheet, I will have a link in one of the columns to the notes for the video of the presentations that students did. Okay? All right. Good luck.